What's up, everybody? As you probably know, yesterday was the first day of Season 6, aka the last season of Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 before we get into Modern Warfare 3. And as usual, we got a few new weapons. We got a new melee weapon, which I won't be talking about. We got a new SMG, which I'll talk about later. And we also got the new AR, the TR-76 Geist, which that's the subject of today's video. Now, there hasn't been a true AR meta since the Lockman 5.56 and only the ISO Hemlock before that. And we've been kind of missing a true AR meta. Honestly, time to kill wise, ARs still aren't really going to be true meta, but people prefer the movement speed of the ARs as well as the ADS speed and all that over LMGs. That's same thing for battle rifles over LMGs. That's why we've seen the Cronin meta. That's why we've seen the TAC-V meta. ARs just haven't really been the meta, but I think the TR-76 is going to change that. It's got pretty much no recoil at all, which I'll show you in the firing range. It's got really good time to kill as far as ARs are concerned. The Kastov 7.62 and the M13B both got nerfed yesterday, and those were the two top ARs at the moment. Cronin got another nerf, so I think this is going to be the way to go if you want to go AR. I still might be running the Seiken LMG myself, but if you want the AR movement speed, ADS speed, all that, this is the way to go. If you want to unlock it, it's tier F7 in the Battle Pass. If you start right at tier 1 and go up towards it, it's 20 Battle Pass tokens. The SMG will cost you 20 in the other direction, and it'll cost you a total of 35 to have both unlocked. But if you are only able to pick one right away, go for the TR-76. It is going to be long-range meta-worthy, for sure, especially if you don't like running LMGs. That all being said, let's go ahead and jump into the loadout here. We have it in this loadout paired with the new ISO 45, which, like I said, we'll talk about later. And as usual, we're going to start off with the muzzle, and kind of expected for a lot of weapons in this game, the Seiken Tread 40 is the muzzle that I chose. It helps with horizontal, vertical recoil, as you can see to the right over here. And I have this tuned positive up towards recoil stabilization 0.44 and positive to the right of recoil control for 0.23. Then we have barrels. There's a few barrels to choose from. I liked the Bruin Bridle Heavy because it gives you recoil control, damage range, bullet velocity, and hipfire accuracy. The long barrel gives you damage range, hipfire accuracy, and bullet velocity, but it doesn't give you the recoil control that the Bruin Bridle Heavy does. It also does hurt your ADS speed less, so if you really want to go for a faster build, it is definitely a way to go. And then there's also an argument for the Bruin Bridle 60, but it doesn't give you the damage range, and if you have to panic hipfire, it doesn't give you that. And then there's also the Freight 40 barrel, which gives you recoil control and bullet velocity, hipfire accuracy, and gives you sound suppression as well, but it doesn't give you the extra damage range, so we fall on the Bruin Bridle Heavy. The Bruin Bridle Heavy is going to be tuned positive up towards recoil steadiness 0.42 and towards ADS speed negative 0.15 to the left. And then we have the FTAC Ripper. If you really are feeling like this has no recoil, of course, go to the high velocity ammunition. But just to make this an absolute laser beam, I went with the FTAC Ripper, tuned positive up towards recoil stabilization 0.7 and to the left aim walking speed of negative 0.32. And then finally, the optic is up to you. I've started switching to the SZ Recharge recently, and that's going to be tuned negative 0.194 down towards aim down sight speed, and then I just move it all the way over to the far just to help with the visual recoil. And then lastly is the 45 round mag. If this thing had a 50 round mag or a 60 round mag, it would be absolutely unquestionably meta. With the 45 round mag, I still think it's enough bullets to do the job, especially if your whole team's hitting shots and your whole team's running it. So looking at the recoil and the firing range here, first we'll just go with the normal door. No thumbstick at all. I put no input into that, and yeah, it goes back and forth a little bit, and it goes vertical a little bit, but it's definitely within a body. I mean, look, we'll do no recoil control here. It is a little unstable, which is where you're getting that left to right is from that aim sway, but no thumbstick control here. It's a little hard at range, right? But you're going to control that. So me, who is not I'm not a great COD player. I'm okay. I'm above average. Well, that dummy has to die first, but mid-range right here. I'm not showing off my best recoil control, but you can see yourself. It's not really jumping around too much. It's easy to get back in line. The recoil is just really not bad at all. One more time on the door, and then we'll jump over to game data for those that care. It's easily staying within a chest width. And like I said, a lot of this left to right is just aim, idle, sway, which you could change some stuff or just control it yourself. You don't have to pull down a whole lot. In fact, I'm pulling down too much because there's so little vertical recoil, but the recoil is just really not there. So that being said, we'll go back into the loadout just so you can look at it one more time while I talk. We're going to go ahead and jump over to true game data. If all you needed was the loadout, that's the loadout for you. This is definitely going to be the new AR. And let me know what you think. Try it out for yourself. But for those that care, we're going to go and jump to true game data now. Okay, and now we're on true game data. And as you can see, we have the TR-76 Geist, the M13B, and the Kastov 762. Now, note, this is the TR-76 Geist as it was put into the game yesterday, but the M13 and the Kastov 762 have not been updated on True Game Data yet. In fact, if you check his Twitter feed, he's on vacation, so he'll get to it, but those haven't been updated with their nerfs yet. Either sim.gg or True Game Data, one of them will get them soon, I'm sure. But this is compared to pre-nerf, so mind you, the TR-76 Geist is going to be even more competitive than you see it here. And if you look at it here, where chest shots, it only goes out to 66.8 meters, but there's no more drop-off, so that's all you really need to know. And if you look up close, up into where you're starting in the mid-range, until the Kastov drops off, the Kastov is dominating both the M13 and the TR-76 Geist. And mind you, the Kastov did have the same problem with the 40-round mag. And until it drops off, it's dominating. Even after drop-off, it's still better than both. Once again, the TR-76, less recoil, and the blue and the orange line are going to move up once the data is updated. And then at range, where we're really counting it, it's got a good distance, and it's pretty significantly better than the M13 and the Kastov, while having easier recoil. If you look at headshots, the Kastov widens the gap between the M13B, but not so much with the TR-76 Geist, and in fact, the Geist up close is actually better. Once again, that changed chest to head up close, but up close, the Geist is actually better than the Kastov at headshots, and then is a little worse off towards range, but at range, you're not really hitting headshots. We look at neck shots, and the Geist at range, once again, it looks very similar to the chest graph. In fact, it's the exact same. Then we look at stomach. Geist is never the worst. Headshot, not the worst. Neck shot, not the worst. Chest shot, not the worst. Stomach shot, not the worst. Upper arm, not the worst. Lower arm, not the worst. Same with the legs. Never is it the worst. In the chest at range, it's the best. Neck at range, it's the best. And it's in the middle everywhere else. Like I said, it's easier to control recoil. So that's kind of the basic stats. Both the M13 and the Kastov don't have any attachments on it because the Geist attachments aren't loaded in yet. And remember, this is only the current data for the Geist, not the nerfs for the M13 and the Kastov 762. So, I mean, I think it's the best AR in the game right now. Of course, you could go up here and you could go LMG, and we could throw on the Seiken, which has been my choice, which did not get touched. So we're not concerned about Season 6 values because it's the same. And if you look, the Seiken blows it away, of course. Because the Seiken blows away all of the ARs, and it always has, but you don't get that AR handling. That's stomach shots, we'll just go chest, blows it away. Head, it's actually worse than the Kastov, but you're not hitting all headshots. Neck shots, it blows it away. So, of course, the Seiken will probably still be my go-to, especially for ranked, being on Mazrah and all that. But, like I said, if you want an AR, go for the TR-76 Geist. But that's all I have for you. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Is the TR-76 good? Is it bad? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you going to use it? Are you not? I personally think it's definitely worth unlocking and leveling up as quickly as you can. But let me know what you think. I will see you on Mazrah, Vondel, and Ashika. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.